كتاب الله دستوري وخير الخلق أسوتنا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're all doing well, inshallah. So for this week's video, I got a special guest with me, Brother Fadl Haji. And for those who don't know, Fadl actually has his own YouTube channel, and I'll put a link to the channel at the end of the video and also in the description box below. Be sure to check it out, subscribe, and follow his content. And we decided to get together today to talk about a very important topic. I don't know if Fadl maybe wants to introduce that topic to you guys.
So pretty much we all take it for granted. Every morning we wake up, we do get ready for work and for school or whatever, and we just don't even realize how many blessings we have. Like the fact that you woke up that morning, or the fact that you could see or speak or remember. Like there's so much that we need to be grateful for.
Yeah, and yani, subhanAllah, like just like it was like an hour ago, after Salat al-Dhuhr, the Imam who led the prayer just gave like a 2-minute reminder after the prayer, and he was asking us, and he was asking himself before anyone else, like, when was the last time that we went shopping and purchased groceries and then went home and thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, thanked God for having that ability to go out and do that shopping and purchase those groceries and go home and enjoy them with your family. And it's something that we do all the time and we take for granted, you know. And I was talking to Fadl in the car earlier, like subhanAllah, I feel like there's times where it's almost as if the person speaking, whether it's like an Islamic reminder or a khutbah Jum'ah or anything like that, it's as if they're speaking directly to me, because whatever topic they talk about, for some reason, it's directly related to something going on in that day or something that recently happened to me. And I don't know if subhanAllah, maybe that's just Allah's way of sending a message to me as a reminder, or if it's something else, but something really interesting, subhanAllah. So for those of you who don't know, especially those who don't follow Fadl or haven't really seen any of his content yet, Fadl recently got into a really big, life-threatening motorcycle accident. It actually happened on the day of Eid, and alhamdulillah, he's alive. Obviously, he's here, he's with us, sharing his experience and also just living life day by day. But we were talking about this last time, and one of the things he said is, before the accident, there was so much things that I used to take for granted. And I feel like that's true for a lot of people, whether you have an accident or not. There's so many things we take for granted. And subhanAllah, even the simplest of things, like for example, being able to walk, we never really thank Allah for having that ability, right? But it was not until something happens to our ability to walk, then we realized, like, wow, that sucks, like now I can't walk, and I wish I was able to thank Allah before, you know.
We gotta keep in mind, like, no matter what difficulties or hardships you're going through, just don't sit there and complain about it. You have to actually, like, alhamdulillah, you're going through those like trials and tribulations, because this accident, I needed it to happen to me, because it brought me closer to my faith and to Allah. And I'm not saying I wasn't like praying or anything before, but I'm like, alhamdulillah, I feel like I'm a better Muslim now, and it just made me open up my eyes. It's a very humbling experience, and it made me realize like what's important in life. It's not hanging out with your friends on the weekends or like wasting your time or money on pointless things. It's like family. Family definitely is one of the most important things, but also like the most important thing is your religion, is your relationship with Allah. So you have to be like, you have to constantly have that, like that khushu', that focus. Like,
yeah.
even when you pray, we're always like thinking about, oh, what am I going to have for lunch, or what am I going to do after I pray, or just like there's always a shaitan whispering in your ear trying to distract you. But try to eliminate that. I'm still trying to work on that myself. Nobody's perfect, and we just need to do things the right way.
For sure, right? Like there's a difference. I was reading this just a couple of days ago. There's a difference between doing the right things or doing things the right way, you know? And at the end of the day, what we want to be doing is we want to be doing the right things, right? So, I mean, sure, I can, for example, be shopping the right way, but if there's no need for me to be shopping, I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm not doing the right thing. I don't know if that makes sense completely, but it's kind of going back to living your life with a focus, right? So we have to have priorities in life. And Fadl kind of mentioned that, like, before anything is Allah, right? After Allah, your family and your health and yourself. And after that, you know, whether it's your education, whether it's your career, whatever else you choose to have as your priorities is up to you. But you got to make sure your first two priorities is your religion, your faith, you know, your vision in life. And then right after that is your family and yourself. And then after that, you kind of pick and choose what you want to do with the rest of your life. I think it's really important to do that. And once we can kind of live our life with that focus and kind of have a vision in our life, it'll help open our eyes to the many small things that we are blessed with on a regular basis. And once we realize those blessings, we can start thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those blessings.
And even when it comes to your career or schooling or just that aspect, just make sure you're doing it in the halal way, or having a halal job, for example. Like, I had a job opportunity before the accident to go into finance, because like I've been selling cars at a dealership for the past 2 years, so I was interested in going to the finance side of things instead of sales. But then I talked to like people like my sheikhs and like friends and stuff to get their advice. And personally, I decided not to take that job because of the interest in the riba and stuff like that. But to be honest, I don't know if it's acceptable or not. So it depends on who you talk to. But in your income, like, you have to make sure it's a halal income. I'm not saying like go become a sheikh or nothing at all. Like, there's plenty of jobs out there that you can profit from them in a halal way, but you just have to make sure like the intention is there. And if you do in the haram, like, everything is maktub, so like even your rizq, the amount of money you're gonna get is written. It's just, if you get it in the haram way, then you're just gonna spend it in a haram way. So try to keep it as halal as possible. For sure. And just we don't want to keep the video going for too long. We're gonna make inshallah a second video to post on Fadl's channel. But just to end it off, like, on that last point, especially when it comes to the money, that's the one thing that we're going to be asked about twice on the Day of Judgment. We're going to be asked about how we made our money and how we spent our money, right? So I know, like, we started this video kind of introducing the small things and appreciating the small things in life. But really, I look at this video now that we've kind of recorded it, and I think it's more of like it's a video about putting life into perspective, right? Kind of putting life into perspective, living day by day and appreciating the small things. And once we can kind of build that foundation through the small things, the bigger things will come, inshallah. And that's how we can, inshallah, lead a successful life for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Fadl, thank you very much for joining me. And inshallah, we'll collab again in the future. But I hope you guys benefit from this little discussion, this little conversation that we had. And be sure to check out Fadl's channel for the second video we're going to be making right away, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.